And we'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to roll call.
Casey Benner.
Here.
Mark Buckeye.
Here.
Nicole Boyer.
Here.
Tom Hooper.
Here.
Whitney Tucker.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, moving on to the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to the approval of minutes from our last meeting, April 18th of 2022.
Motion to approve.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to the introduction of evidence.
Our city ordinances, the design guidelines, you have the staff report. There's a hard copy on the table that I sent to you, I believe, last Thursday.
I will make a motion to accept the evidence.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the evidence. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on to old business.
Just another FYI, I did get a hold of someone at SHPO last week. They have changed personnel there this summer, this past spring. So the historic preservation grants are a pass-through grant. We would actually be the sub-grantee. They're federal dollars that go to the states and then on to us. And they are awaiting the federal allocation, continuing to wait for that. If we are approved, we have to turn in a calendar. Of course, that calendar would just shift forward. So what would have been planned for May would now be, in September, November. So once I know, I will let you know.
Okay, moving on to new business. We will start with SGHC 021-22 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to paint a mural on the northeast corner of the building at 165 South 4th Street.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Luckily, I have the artist here because I know nothing about drawing, but I know where it's going. So Joy French approached us about putting another mural in the city for visitors to go take pictures, just to improve and highlight the city. And where we are looking at is the blank face over where the handicap parking spaces are on the north side of the building, close to the front. So where the stairwell is, this is the outside wall. So she can give you kind of the details about the picture itself, but we took this to the board, asked for their approval since it's going on a public building, and they were all for it. So to do this, we need to bring it to this group for approval since we're in the historic district. So, any particular questions?
Okay. We've seen the design. It's the outline of the state of Missouri, showing the dogwood, the hawthorn, the Missouri River, our hometown designated with the fleur-de-lis, Jefferson City. I put a star there, and then also just for reference points, where Kansas City and St. Louis are, to St. Genevieve with Cape Girardeau and Springfield down here, and then the state flag and Missouri down at the bottom. And then I would paint blue, a light blue color in the background, and then probably keep the state a white color. So, any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All third.
I have a motion, a second, and a third to approve. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
I'll get in touch with you.
Okay.
You're going to have a busy summer, aren't you?
Next item on new business, the June regular meeting of June the 22nd.
Our regular meeting date in June is now a holiday, Juneteenth. So I'd like to push that meeting. I think it's not to the following Monday, but the following, if anybody wants to fill in, they can. Wednesday. Actually, yeah, it'd be 2 days later than normal. So June 20th is now a city holiday. If we could push to the 22nd, that would be great, or I would take other suggestions.
To put it on Wednesday.
Yes.
Is that when what's new is in here? Are we going to be done?
It would be
by-
prior to that, yeah. So we would, typically we are done by 6:30, so what's new would be in here at 7.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
If for some reason the agenda were to grow, we could push back to 5:30, something of that nature.
Sounds great to me.
Okay. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to administrative approvals.
I just have one. We had a roof replacement at 260 North 4th, replacing with the same type material. Any questions on that? That is all I have.
Okay. Any public comments?
No.
We can adjourn.